Shredder's Revenge is a faithful homage to the arcade beat-em-up classic developed by Tribute Games and is published by Dotemu Games, the same company that brought you the incredible Streets of Rage 4. Smash your way through 16 levels as one of 7 possible characters and bask in the 80s nostalgia in this sublime game. The first thing you'll notice playing Shredder's Revenge is the superb pixel art, from the character designs and animations to the levels. The whole look and feel of the game is incredible. The game's used the 1987 cartoon as a template for the art design and even sets itself up canonically as a follow-on of sorts from the cartoon. You'll be tracking down the parts of Krang's body that Shredder is trying to reassemble and carry out his master plan. You'll choose from many of the 4 Turtles, Splinter, April O'Neil, or, once you've completed the game, Casey Jones. Each character has their own set of strengths and weaknesses, and they all fight in reasonably different ways to make it interesting to switch up characters from time to time. Getting to play as both Splinter and April will be a real treat for fans of the series, and the addition of Casey Jones is inspired. Fight mechanics are themselves on the whole pretty well executed. You've the standard fare of normal attacks, jump attacks, charge attacks and grabs. The combo moves and they're nice and meaty, and the juggling is just the right combination of challenging and satisfying. There's a real depth to the combat and it adds to the replayability. I love the fact that they have the super attacks use a separate energy bar that's refilled with attacks or taunts rather than using a slice of health. I've already spoken about the graphics and animations, but I want to bring up the sheer amount of personalised animations in this game. Each character has their own special walking, jumping, dodging and attacking animations. That's an incredible level of attention to detail. The temptation just to do a load of reskins on the same rote animations must have been huge, and it's commendable that they resisted it. There are even specific animations for the characters switching their weapons over when they turn around. The soundtrack is excellent and is surprisingly star-studded. T. Lopez has done a fantastic job here. It's perfect and it nails the feel of the original cartoon and arcade game. They've got members of the Wu-Tang Clan in to do some original tracks for a few of the levels, and then, just for shits and giggles, went and got Mike fucking Patton to redo the title theme. Unbelievable. But while Shredder's Revenge is a very good game that's well made, there isn't a huge amount of replayability to it, and this may colour the opinion of the game, especially considering that it's a scant few hours long. The main spanner in the replay works is that it's a game that, the more you play it, the more cracks start to show. The enemies rely almost purely on spamming you with attacks, hitting you mid-combo, mid-jump or mid-charge attack, safe in the knowledge that their attacks will just glide through their allies, giving them a convenient shield that you can't hit or see through. I'd say around 90% of my non-boss hits were spam attacks of this kind. While much have been made of the enemies fighting fairer here than in the arcade because of the lack of a need to coin eat, Shredder's Revenge still retains a lot of the dick move holdovers from its arcade DNA. Alongside the spam attacks I mentioned earlier, there are enemies so annoying and spammy they wouldn't have lasted in an arcade game. Enemies like the pizza monsters and the mousers would have seen players across the land smashing arcade cabinets to bits within an hour. There's also something to be said about the lack of a vertical dodge. There's probably the argument that it'd make the game too easy, but I don't believe that for a second. There are just so many enemies with area or sweeping attacks that having a vertical dodge wouldn't have altered the gameplay at all. What the lack of a vertical dodge means is that all the ranged attacks are designed specifically to hit you along the length of your normal one. This will lead to a lot of times you dodging attacks, only to still be within range of the said attack at the end of your dodge. It's infuriating at times.
Destroy the turtles!
In conclusion, Shredder's Revenge nails the feel of the arcade game, but with some modern twists to the gameplay. It's not as perfect a blend as Streets of Rage 4, and the multiplayer is so chaotic at times that I'm genuinely unsure if it's any good or bad. In short bursts and with a few friends, Shredder's Revenge is a really fun, exciting game to blast through while half cut and special brew. Take it outside of that shallow domain, there's not a whole lot here but nostalgia.
Even geniuses fall down sometimes.